Awesome. Okay, everybody. So thank you for coming back from the break. We have, I think, 6 presentations to go. And we're really excited to hear from SF Open Referral, who has recently been rebranded as Lighten. So please put your hands together for Lighten.
Hey everyone, good to see you tonight. As you just heard, Lighten is the new rebranded version of a project you may have heard before, SF Open Referral. That's been sort of slowly simmering for quite some time. An earlier name was also, you may have heard, was SF Ohana. So if any of those keywords ring a bell, these are all sort of converging in this one area in the brigade. And we don't have a slide about our alpha beta stage, but I would say we are still doing a good amount of discovery, but we are starting to build some tools that are in the alpha phase looking for validation. Yeah. And my name's Deborah, and some of our devs are here tonight.
My name's John.
I'm Beljon. Hi.
And our team lead, April Steed, could not make it tonight. So you will see her on the brigade. So this is the problem that we're working on. So the road to services is dark and full of terrors. The existing status quo is very linear in terms of like people who need things and them getting to the thing that they need. And there are a lot of things that can go wrong along the way. And a lot of that has to do with bad data, bad information. And why is the data bad? No one is intentionally, wishing bad things on these people. It's just really difficult, and there's not good motivations in place and systems in place to make sure the data is accurate and up to date throughout these systems. Because basically we're focused in sort of this area here of those who administrate and produce printed guides that list services, and the case managers who use those guides to provide referrals to those in need. And there are a lot of different organizations that duplicate efforts in terms of gathering essentially the same information and trying to print it every year. And it's really discouraging because as soon as it's out in print, it's already out of date because, as many of you know, funding situations change, organizations move, open, close. So you may end up sending somewhere with the best of intents, and they get there, it's not open the right day, they're no longer eligible, that program is no longer offered. It's a bad situation, and people have to start over. So what's a better way? Instead of thinking of the linear model, how can we build a better system for data so that it's stored in a common way, easily shareable, and there's a feedback mechanism so that there's not just the same people outputting data, but there's a way to get information back into the system that's trusted and valid so that the latest information is always available to everyone who needs it. So it's rethinking in a distributed way instead of just the experts in their each organizational silo. This is our team. So we have some great developers. I mentioned April, our team lead, who's not here tonight. And we've got a design part of the team. The thing that I think we are lacking right now is a lot of industry knowledge and expertise, people who have worked as case managers or in these types of organizations, or maybe even work at or with an organization that produces this type of guide. We're working with 2 guide producers right now, which has been really great, but I would say we're pretty low on field knowledge in terms of in the trenches how things actually get done, getting people to where they need to go. So it would be great, any input we can have in user interviews about what would motivate you to update a database when you have very pressing things going on and people who need things immediately that you're trying to help, and this data entry is not really on the top of your mind. We kind of want to see how we can better make that workflow better for you. And to reiterate some of the things that you've been hearing tonight, I think this project has been going on for a long time, over a year, but it really was a breakthrough moment to have that real use case with our client who has a guide that they need to get made and put out into the world, and with real data we could start scraping and put into the system and understand the real person who really needs to work with this on a daily basis. Was really important to take it from that theoretical stage into a real use case with a real person with motivations we could understand. And another issue just that's been ongoing, it's so easy to duplicate efforts on this front as well, in terms of, like, you may have heard of other projects that sort of do something similar. We're trying to use a common data model, but the data resists normalization, and it's easy to start creating new versions of that. So managing all that has been difficult, and we're still grappling with that. But if you'd like to learn more, come talk to us. We'd love to hear lots of different perspectives and questions.
I spoke with an evangelist from Open Referral at a national level. Are you guys connected with them directly?
So yes, this project started kind of as like a local validation of that model, and we have diverged a little bit in the extent that we felt like with the real data that we were working with, it didn't represent it in a way that it was sort of still an institutional way of viewing the data and not like a user-centered way, in terms of like, what are the things I need to know to get the most urgent thing as fast as possible, and be able to present clear choices of, like, you could put the word housing into a search and you get a bunch of stuff, but you need to know that organization, like, that's the primary reason you would go there, is for that service, and it's just not a subsidiary thing. It's hard to kind of suss out all those different hierarchies from just a generic block of list of services. So yeah, we have been related to that effort, but this is sort of our own version of it, I guess.
Let me just say, this is what I feel. I'm not, techie. Let me just say this. If you really want to be in touch, let me bring myself, who is in a shelter right now, but I'm a working chef, and working in a very upscale restaurant in front of AT&T Park, along with, let's just say, 4 other gentlemen that I know of that can come here and speak as well as maybe I can. Let them speak to you from the inside out. Then you will get the inside perspective. And I've never been to college and all that other stuff. Book smart is one thing, but inside stuff is the other thing. Let them tell you what they need, what their needs are, how they feel every day, what they wake up to, what they go to bed at night to. And if that's what you want to do, please get in touch with myself or Darcel, and we can bring that to you, and then you will have the whole package. And that's all I really want to say.
Great, thank you so much.
Why don't we have one more question, and then let's actually, there's some similarities between this project group and the Shelter Tech Ask Darcel group. So why don't we Ask Darcel go next? But yeah, first, do we have another question or two for Open Referral? For Lighten.
Oh yeah, back.
Pitch next week. We'll have opportunities for pitching. We have opportunities for pitching every week, but demo night is just a little different because we have so many presentations.
Cool. No problem.
Okay.
Everyone check out my website,
Cool. We'll help you post that to Slack so people can check it out from there. Cool. Thank you, Lighten.